All right, so we're doing a reading on John O'Keefe, the retired police officer who passed away, and we're looking at how he died. What we do know is that he had injuries on his arm that the only expert testimony regarding the arm injuries said were due to a dog attack. And we know that there were text messages in a group chat from Matt McCabe to Brian Albert, who was the homeowner, and others who were there at the house that night. When Matt McCabe was driving by the Albert house the day after this happened, he texted everyone, in referring to the police, tell them the guy never went into the house. So they were all claiming to the police that O'Keefe didn't go into the house. Now, let's have a look at how he actually died and whether or not he actually went into the house. We're going to look at, first of all, the thoughts and feelings of Brian Albert, who was the homeowner. Okay, so this person here, that's who we're looking at right now. All right, starting out with the Llewellyn Tarot deck. What does that man, Brian Albert, what does he know to be true about whether or not O'Keefe entered the home? Does the homeowner, Brian Albert, know to be true about whether or not? So I'm seeing somebody approaching a home. This could be Brian and his wife. What does he know to be true about whether or not O'Keefe entered his home? Okay, so he sees Karen leaving. That would be her dropping off O'Keefe. Now, that looks like O'Keefe there. What does Brian Albert know to be true about whether or not John O'Keefe entered the home? Somebody was angry, first of all. Somebody was angry. That could be a dog going towards someone. I feel like that is Mr. Albert. He was angry. Do we know to be true? The horned one could be his dog. Oh no, he did enter the home. He absolutely did enter the home. Now, what happened? Does he know to be true about how O'Keefe, somebody may have lost their balance? There's a lie, by the way, about the truth. There's a lie. They lied to law enforcement. Does he know to be true about how O'Keefe got injured? Somebody was being rejected. Somebody was wary about entry. Oh, that may be his wife. So a woman may have been wary about rejecting him, or maybe somebody felt very guilty about trickery and deception. Who was feeling guilty and why? Because they made up a story. O'Keefe may have been a bit drunk and confused. Somebody may have lost their balance. She may have felt bad about somebody getting confused and losing their balance. What happened to O'Keefe when he entered the home? There's a straight up truth here. What is the truth about what they feel very guilty about? The truth about somebody lost their balance. I think I know what this is. Somebody, by the way, somebody feels guilty about blaming this on Karen, but So there may have been, what is the Wheel of Fortune, please? Right. Somebody may have gotten pinned. What is the Eight of Swords, please? Somebody was injured. There's a head injury there. Somebody may have been trapped or pinned or something. What does he know happened to O'Keefe? I'm seeing a head injury there. Why is everybody so... Why is he so... What is he regretting here? I feel like that could be John O'Keefe. He may not have been able to see. What they're regretting is what happened to his eyes. That's right, and O'Keefe's eyes were very swollen. It's almost like he was beaten up. I believe that he may have fallen here with the Justice card and the Wheel of Fortune. What did that woman see? It's like she's feeling guilty but not protecting him. What did she see? So he was invited in, but there was some kind of distance or something, or some lack of safety. Yes, somebody may have lost their balance, or someone may have been attacked here. There is a truth here. So they did invite him in, but it's like somebody was attacked. What happened to, and his forearm, it was his forearm that in fact was attacked. The dog may have gone after him when he entered. So I think it was a side door. It looks like he tripped over something. Somebody felt bad about not helping or playing two sides. What does she know happened? So they were in there drinking. He may have been drunk. There may have been... Okay, so he may have come in. I feel like that's O'Keefe. And there were people, there may have been 3 women drinking. What happened? There's a woman who saw what happened. Something came at him in the Knight of Wands. It could be the dog. What came at him? It's what she's really obsessing. What is she obsessing over? This could be the wife. That, again, that he was caught, or he may have been suspended. He tripped over something. I feel like, what I feel like happened here, he may have fallen with the Hanged Man and Judgment. Why would he? They may have been doing renovations or something. There was damage to the home. This could be this. There was damage to the home. And she feels bad because they may have left him outside or laid him outside. There was some kind of trickery involved. They brought him outside again. I believe what happened here. There's some kind of time. She feels very guilty about the amount of time that there's trickery here about time and trickery about trying to maintain something. It looks like it was King of Swords could be a lawman there, maintaining, concealing information here. There was a concealment of information from the lawman. Let's go back. They apparently got rid of their dog. Literally, somebody else adopted the dog right after this happened. What does she know? Show me what she knows to be true about the dog's behavior that night. Show me what she... Oh, no. Something went off balance here. There's Justice again. Show me what she knows to be true about the dog's behavior that night. What is Justice, please? Show me what she knows to be true. Well, she was lying about the dog. The dog may have heard something. Show me what she knows to... Oh, no, Seven of Swords. And I believe it was a German Shepherd. They're lying about the dog. Look at the blood, too. Show me what she knows to be true. But the dog's behavior, that Ace of Wands, the dog did something, and the Seven of Swords, the dog may have all of a sudden reacted. Ace of Wands can be aggressive. Does she know to be true? There was some, they may have sicked the dog on him. There was some kind of a Two of Wands decision. Does she know? No, the dog got angry. That's the Ten of Wands. The dog got angry. The dog, I believe, attacked O'Keefe as he did. The dog jumped all of a sudden. That's what happened. That's her, by the way. I believe that what happened is that the dog reacted right away. And that's the Ten of Wands. That's getting very angry. I'm just going to switch decks. What does Brian Albert know to be true about what happened when O'Keefe tried to enter the home? The dog got very angry. That's aggression there. What, or that could be a man. What does see over here? There's trickery here, and someone being very confused. Somebody may, again, we've got the Five of Pentacles. There may have been home renovations going on. He may have tripped over something. What does Brian Albert know to be true about how O'Keefe's eyes, why were they swollen like he'd been punched out? Somebody may have said, look, we've got the Wheel of Fortune again, and something very unexpected happened. The Ten of Swords. I feel like he may have fallen. I feel like there might have been... Again, I'm seeing a head injury. What is the Wheel of Fortune? What happened there? Could be somebody losing their balance. That's what they're keeping a secret. It's a huge secret. And there's the Knight of Wands. It's like somebody came at him. And then he's either victimized or pinned. What came at him in the night? What is this huge secret about what came at him? It could have been an animal. He may have been... It was after... It was some period of time after Reed left. Yeah, it was. It was a period of time after she left. And then there's the Ten of Wands again. What is this? There was some kind of difficulty. There's something about Eight of Wands, fast communication. And then there's a heavy amount of pressure or something that was very difficult. She's feeling stressed out of her mind. Ace of Wands. There's some kind of electronic communication that she was stressed over. What is the electronic communication she was stressed over? It was about the three of them. That it was the group chat where he said, tell them that the guy never came into the house. There's a discovery or some kind of a revelation. What is the Ten of Swords and the Hanged Man? It's almost like he tripped up over something. It's the Ten of Swords and the Hanged Man. It's what they saw. There's the three of them partying. Something that they were looking at. They were making some kind of a decision. There's again, I feel like they were there's the house, and it's like there was a fall inside of the house, or someone may have ejected someone from the house. There's a high priestess secret about a fall or something disastrous that happened in the house. Now, I feel like he fell in the house. I feel like he died in the house. He was injured somehow in the house. There may have been some kind of blood that they had to clean up too. Do you see how I'm seeing somebody in the house? And it's almost like, then they tried to figure out what are we going to do? Because it's like they had to, with the Wheel of Fortune, what are we going to do? And there's a high priestess secret. It's like they needed to cover something up. You know, and there's some kind of abuse of power going on there. And I believe that's Karen Read, them planning on blaming it on her. Yeah, and there's the past and Karen Read. And there's a high priestess secret about the past. And there's some kind of a contract or an agreement to keep something a high priestess secret. Whoa. I believe that Two of Wands is an agreement. I mean, that looks like something that they either planted outside. They either agreed to bury something. There's an agreement about putting somebody outside, either in the ground or literally putting something in the ground so something can be dug up, or they were very worried about what would be dug up on the ground. What were they worried? It could have been blood, literally, or something from the inside of the house. It's a high priestess secret, possibly about something that was in a bunch of cups. It's a high priestess secret here. There's the Ace of Swords, truth. And there's Karen. I believe that's them trying to blame things on her. That's what happened in the house. They may have, there's some kind of a decision they were making, or these could be text messages being exchanged. About the Ace of Wands. What is the Ace of Wands? It's a message. And what is to throw something out or to reject something? What is this high priestess secret? What was kept concealed? There were text messages here from the past. And there's lying here. It would show that they're all lying. There's all this trickery. There's something about blood. It may have been about, it looks like there's some kind of a chase here. It may have been about the dog. It was certainly about the amount of time or what happened. There's an Ace of Swords, truth, in a message. And there's a great big lie, an agreement to, oh boy, guys, the Seven of Swords. You know what that is. That's when people conspire, they conceal, it's a sophisticated plan to lie. There's no question in my mind that O'Keefe did go into the house. I believe that he might have been, the dog might have attacked him. He might have tripped up on something and fallen on his face. And I think they then took him outside. I think that's the Two of Wands. I'm going to run it on one more deck. I'm going to go to Matt McCabe. So you'll recall that we saw something in the cards a moment ago about something being dug up. Here's what's interesting. I was just looking for a picture of Matt McCabe, and I came across this text message that he sent to his wife. He was driving by the Alberts house, which is where I believe this happened, and he texts his wife, who I believe was in the Alberts house at the moment, "Troopers back out front, but in front of Asian house," which is the house next door, "and looks like more has been dug up there, or at least looks like it."
Yes. Do you want me to... Oh, troopers back out front, but in front of Asian house. Looks like more has been dug up there for at least... There, or at least looks like it.
Who was it that responded to your notification that the troopers were back up front?
That would be Brian Albert.
Brian Albert, Senior.
Senior.
Now, this is this is a group chat. It wasn't just to his wife Jennifer, but it was to Brian, the homeowner. So that makes sense. He asked him when, or the homeowner said right now.
Was that 1:34 p.m. and 45 seconds?
Yes, it was.
And you took that to be a question, correct?
Yeah, asking right now, yes.
We can move to the next. Yes. I don't want to pick one person.
And what's happening here?
What to his question about right now?
I responded, yes.
And that was at 1:34 p.m. and 56 seconds.
Yes.
You would have still been on scene at that time?
I'm not sure if I was still on scene, but I was obviously, if it was in the area, I must have been.
He was outside watching all of this. So what I'm going to do, just for context, is just play you a clip of another YouTuber's commentary on the last part of this testimony. This is Matt McCabe, and then we're going to look at the cards.
Shifting back and forth, he knows the final nail is about to be nailed in his coffin, and there is nothing he can do to stop it. He's even reading it kind of to himself.
Sorry about the commentary there.
He's completely helpless.
All right, Mr. McCabe, generally...
He's just trying to delay the inevitable to the point where even the judge is trying to move him along.
Do you recognize those,
Yeah.
sir? All right, so go ahead.
March it up, yep.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Yanagi.
The pages that I've handed to you, and that you now have in your possession, those...
Look at that face! Look at that face! It's a... Oh, you're going to ask me questions about it now? Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for my close-up. Can't make this stuff up, folks. It's literally, it's the puppy who got caught with his snout in the treat bag.
earlier, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
And
He's
it appears
petrified. You can tell the petrified look on his face.
to have the same sequence and content of the group chat as well.
Yes.
Are we off that one?
Over the Commonwealth's objection, again, I'm not sending anything to the jury that they can't read. So let's mark this for identification.
Oh my God. The nervous body language.
And
The realization right there. This frame right here. Frame it. Put jail bars over it. That is the hallmark of someone knows I am going to jail, aren't I?
So, Mr. Bates, with regard to page 2160, I'm looking for the second bubble.
Do you have an extra copy for me to follow along? No. Or Jim, was it Mr. United? Was this in what was marked for? You're using that. All right.
I believe you have extra copies of. Thank you.
All right. And if it's a question by question objection, just.
Are you guys explain on?
Think wasting his
what
time.
being displayed.
He brought this off as an exhibit. I'm asking.
And I did not take it in. I said the content on a question by question, so it's each bubble.
All right. You saw that at 3:01 p.m. and 48 seconds on February 1st that you texted, quote, very weird that she's been barely interviewed. The whole dead comment was just told. I was supposed to have them talk last night and forgot to tell Proctor to call her. Do you recall that?
I recall it, correct.
Those were your words, correct?
Yes, they are.
May that be
The voice cracking is just the icing on top of the cake.
No, it's in. We may display it later, but I'd like to move this testimony along, so that's in evidence.
And then
Judge, whose team are you on? Oh, clearly the prosecution's. She really does not like the jury hearing this. She's trying to downplay its importance. The jury knows this is important.
in that discussion, at 3:03
There's that fearful look again.
p.m. and 15 seconds, it was Brian Albert who texted, quote, hope they don't think she's making it up after the fact for some reason, end quote. Correct?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
Can you read the timestamp again?
It's the
Yes,
second
it's on
page.
page 02161.
Oh, I found it.
Yep,
Yes.
it's in the middle. I got that timestamp correct.
3:03:15.
Correct. And I read that accurately. Hope they don't think she's making it up after the fact.
Yes, that's correct.
And then less than a minute later at 3:05 and 32 seconds, you replied, yes, she was hardly interviewed, and I think just answered what was asked. Oh, I'm sorry, strike that. Strike that whole question. I skipped his next response, which was at 3:05 and 2 seconds, where he said, but if they barely interviewed her, that's on them, correct?
That's from Brian. Yes, that's correct.
Okay. Now,
In other words, that woman, Carrie Roberts, probably knew a truth that should have come out. But anyway.
with regard to that exchange, you would agree with me that you were talking about Carrie Roberts being interviewed by Michael Proctor, correct?
I don't want to make an assumption. Do you have the text previous to this that shows that we're referencing Kerry?
I do, and I'll show you that only to refresh your memory.
Yeah, I don't want to assume something.
I understand. I'm going to show you one page and ask you to look at it silently too.
Okay.
Oh, the fixing of the collar.
Okay.
You just look up at me when you're done.
What I'm hoping you're about to hear is the admission of Mr. McCabe saying that he told everyone to tell the police that the guy never came into the house. I think it's here. I'm not sure. Hopefully it is.
Yeah. Again, my assumption it's Kerry based. Can I go back another page?
Feel free.
Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yes.
Did those previous pages refresh your memory about the context of your group chat conversation?
Yes, it did.
And certainly it was talking about Carrie Roberts being interviewed, correct?
Yes, it was.
And you were passing along information about that interview to Brian Albert, were you not?
Yes, I was letting them know that Kerry was being interviewed.
Mm-hmm.
And you were telling him things that she was saying, correct? Remember you said the whole dead comment was just told?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
All right, in any case, we're going to move on to the very last discussion that I'd like to ask you about.
Saving the best for last.
Earlier that day, February 1st of 2022, at 12:50 p.m. and 37 seconds, Brian Albert texted the group, which would have again been his wife Nicole, your wife Jennifer, and you. And that text was...
Objection, Your Honor.
Okay, so I can't. Which bubble on which page?
02148.
Right. On which page?
That's the page. 02148.
Look at him, hopeful, trying to get the judge to rescue him from the final piece that David needs to put this guy away.
I don't have it.
The bubble is the second...
Metaphorically
So
speaking.
I don't have it.
I don't have.
I don't know what the objection's pertaining to. Jurors, I apologize that this is taking so long.
The judge, okay, this I find disgusting. The judge knows how important it is. The judge knows that the real killers are probably not Karen Read because there is insufficient evidence to show Karen Read is the murderer. And she's apologizing to them that David is trying so hard to get this guy to admit deadly stuff, deadly to his reputation and possibly his future as a free man. And she is apologizing to them on behalf of the defense for taking so long. That is disgusting. Matthew's getting a little excited, like maybe we'll get a chance to skip and I'll go home now.
You know what, Mr. Yannetti, why don't you...
That's for the court, Your Honor.
She's so flustered, the judge. She's...
So you're objecting to it, so I'm not going to let you say what it is. You can show it to the witness. Which one is this?
Second bubble...
She doesn't even care. These text messages are devastating to the prosecution. And she's just willy-nilly like, which one is this? Yeah, okay, all right. Do you understand why I don't like her so much now? She's downplaying some of the most important testimony in this case.
And then the first bubble on 02149. That's all I'll be asking about.
Thank you.
All right, so I won't allow, based on the objection from the Commonwealth, the second bubble on 02148. I will...
And for the record, the second bubble is exactly what David Yannetti is going for.
Oh,
As you're
no.
about to see. And the judge is like, nope, not going to allow that.
allow the author of the third bubble on page 02148.
No. The second bubble on 02148,
Is not allowed into evidence.
I need to be heard on that.
And he needs to be heard because that is the crucifix right there. Look at Matthew's face. He's just like a... Oh.
No, all right, I'll hear you in sidebar.
She is so flustered.
I just have to pause it here. Can you imagine that the defense lawyer is just trying to get the truth out? These are text messages that these people were, they were basically colluding, and they're there. The defense isn't making something up. The defense is just trying to get the truth out, and she's preventing it. It is shocking, but anyway.
She does not want this to come in because that will destroy their case completely. The prosecution's, I mean. Now the jury's back in the room, and they're about to hear the final piece.
Mr. McCabe, when we broke, I was just about to ask you about the last exchange here. You will agree with me that on February 1st,
I think this is it.
2022, at 12:51 and 49 seconds, you texted the group chat to say, ask Chris to ask some questions, correct?
Yep, I'm reading it right now. Yes, that's correct.
And who was the Chris you were referring to?
That would be Chris Albert.
Brian's brother, correct?
That is correct.
And then you
Here it
then
comes.
texted your wife, Brian Albert, and Nicole Albert, quote, tell them the guy never went in the house, correct?
Tell them the guy never went into the house. Number one, they're just called a dead friend. John O'Keefe, deceased officer John O'Keefe III, that guy. Tell them the guy never went into the house, trying to get their stories straight and watch David Yannetti put the final blow and put this guy, not just 6, what, 60 feet under?
That's part of the same text. Yes.
Mr. McCabe, who was the guy that you were referring to? Does he have a name?
That would be John O'Keefe.
Wow.
When you told the group to tell them the guy never went in the house, that was you talking.
Watch his hand holding the phone is just shaking.
Talking about how you should all get your stories straight, correct?
No.
Look at the smile and the
You
smirk
that
that's
your stories
lying.
are all straight in terms of
Anyway.
the guy never went in the house, correct?
Objection.
Can you answer that?
John never went in the house. It's not a story, it's a fact.
The voice
Look
cracked.
at the smirk with the body language.
Tell them the guy never went in the house. Brian Albert was on that exchange still, was he not? He was still part of the group text?
Yes, Brian is on the exchange.
And Brian Albert was the one to respond, wasn't he?
Let me switch pages here.
And what did he
Anyway,
respond?
it goes on. They just agree to tell the police that the guy never went in the house. All right, let's look at this. I'm going to use the traditional deck for this. I know we already asked this before, but what was Matt McCabe thinking and feeling? First of all, when he sent that text, tell them the guy, by the way, the victim, John O'Keefe, was a retired police officer who had adopted his niece and nephew after his sister and her husband died. He was a wonderful man. But anyway, the guy. Show me what Matt McCabe, what that man was thinking and feeling when he sent that message, first of all. Tell them the guy never, there's the high priestess secret, confidential, and there's a decision, a ruthless decision to keep something confidential, keep something a secret. And there's some kind of it's either a very huge risk or something about a fall or an accident. Tell them there's the past. I feel like that's a fall in the past. And by the way, there's somebody entering a side door, and I believe now that could be, I'm not sure who that woman is, but that could be his wife, I suppose. There's a woman raising her sword to another woman. Or that could have been the Roberts woman that they were discussing. The Roberts woman may have somebody here may have been able to give them immunity, or how was he thinking and feeling? There's death. Yeah. There's some kind of an invitation. I believe that they invited him into the house to his death. But anyway, what was he thinking and feeling when he was sending that message in the group chat? He was lying through his teeth, and they were trying to maintain a lie. Yeah. And what was he thinking and feeling on the stand at that moment? What was he thinking and feeling on the stand at that moment? There's trickery and there's selfishness. What was he thinking and feeling on the stand at that moment? I'm not sure who the water sign is there. It could be that somebody was happy that somebody was dead. What was he thinking and feeling on the stand? Was he thinking and feeling on the stand? There's some kind of that could be him. Maybe McCabe is a water sign Pisces. Some kind of a major decision or a ruthless decision. Something about a death, trickery, manipulation. Yeah. There's a ruthless decision to manipulate and trick regarding a death. How was he feeling? What was he thinking and feeling when he was on the stand? When he was taking a risk and being selfish? What was he thinking and feeling? I believe that's him. That may be Brian Albert as well. There's a lot of kings here. There's a lawman, and there's a death. This could be Albert. Somebody, they may have felt that a police officer was helping them. There's deception, huge amount of deception. he felt that a family was very, very deceptive. So I believe that's the Alberts, and that's deception. So what he felt like was that taking a risk. He was taking a risk covering something up. But also, they could have been covering up a fall. There's a huge high priestess secret. And that's, by the way, that's a very angry, violent man. And that could be some kind of a fall, huge high priestess secret and a risk. How was he feeling just then on the stand? This could be the invitation to lie. There's the truth. And there's a woman who has a high priestess secret. That could be the Roberts woman. Yeah, could be the Roberts woman. Was he thinking and feeling he was inviting everyone to keep something secret, you see? He was inviting everyone to keep something, a high priestess secret, and there's to keep something stuck. There's a promise here. There's something that everyone has to take to their graves. Was he feeling on the stand? There's some, he didn't want to answer. There's some kind of communication and a promise, a commitment, binding contract regarding communication. He was hoping that he would get, oh no, geez, look at that. You see, the Ten of Swords, I feel, is the death of John O'Keefe, and the Ace of Cups, I think, is immunity, and the Eight of Wands is some kind of communication. Yeah, there's an invitation to keep everyone to keep their mouths shut, because this person doesn't talk. That person does not talk. How did he feel while he was on the stand? That he was being a trickster. He was being a complete trickster. He was angry as hell. He might have also been remembering violence here. He was very angry. I feel like, yeah, there was some kind of opportunity. I feel like what that is there is Karen Read being acquitted. He could have been angry because the truth was coming out. Just before we end the reading, let's have a quick look at this Roberts woman. All right, so we're going to ask, what was Matt McCabe worried that Carrie Roberts would say, or what did he know that she knew? Clarify. What did Matt McCabe know? Looks like she knew something. What did he know? Okay, there's the lawman. He was afraid that she was going to reveal something. What was he worried she was going to reveal? So I don't even think that. Was he worried that something about what happened he may have messaged her. John O'Keefe may have messaged Carrie Roberts while he was at the house. What was McCabe worried? There's some kind of a judgment. How would... Show me what Carrie Roberts knew to be true about... See, they didn't ask her about that night. She knew something. She may have known that he was stuck somewhere. How would she know this? She may have been waiting for him. There's some kind of a decision. They were worried. This has something to do with this digging up. What were they worried that she knew? Something about Mr. Albert's home. Who was in the Eight of Swords? Ace of Wands. What was this Ace of Wands? Clarify? She might have been taking care of a child. Carrie Roberts is the Queen of Swords. Oh, she knew something all right. Maybe she received a message, because it looks like somebody is messaging her. Look, she knew a message. I believe that John O'Keefe messaged her that night. He might have messaged her. He may have asked her for a ride or messaged her about... It looks like he may have messaged her about his children. Maybe she... What is this Two of Wands? It's some kind of an agreement or a contract. Yes, there's an agreement. Maybe she was taking care of his kids that night, or his niece and nephew. What was McCabe worried that she knew? What is the Ace of Wands? What is the Eight of Swords? What did he know that she knew? There was something... What is the Hanged Man? He may have messaged her. Well, what did she... Let's look at what she knew. What did she know? Where... See, they didn't even ask her. Probably because she wasn't there. They may... What did... Or maybe because it was hearsay or something, who knows, but... What did she know about where John O'Keefe was the night before? Did she know? Okay, there we go with some kind of... Somebody was stuck or somebody wanted to walk away, or that she knew he was about to leave somewhere. There might have been... She knew about some kind of an invitation. She knew, but no, she knew he was in the Albert household. She knew. How did she know this? Because I don't think she was... Look at the death card. She may have felt that he... How did she know that he was at the Alberts? That somebody refused something, or maybe Albert wasn't happy? There's a home. There's trickery. There's somebody refusing something. There's somebody not being able to... No, there was a message. There was a message. She may have messaged John. She may have messaged John. Yeah, because there was some uncertainty. Maybe it was the late hour. She was worried. She was wary. Maybe she was wary of Karen, but I'm not sure who that Queen of Wands... Somebody felt very bad. He may have messaged her. Either somebody was heartbroken. Either he messaged her or she messaged him. Yep. And what did she... Show me again what she knew to be true. She may have known that he was bitten by a dog. What did she... She may have known about his injuries. She knew about some kind of collaboration. Did she know to be true about what happened the night before? There was something that she was worried, or something that she may have been told she had to cover something up. Or maybe, yeah, she wasn't, she was concealing information. She may have been told that she wasn't allowed to say it, or maybe she was afraid to say it. She knew there was some kind of trickery here. I believe that she knew that... Yeah, well, she felt like somebody was cheating and playing two sides, but it's a man. She knew that he was in that house. She knew somehow, either she messaged him or he messaged her. I don't know why they couldn't ask her this, but that's what they were worried would come out. I'm just going to search one more deck. I'm losing power here. What was Brian Albert, so worried about regarding Carrie Roberts? He was stressed like the Dickens, wondering what was going to happen. And there's guilt. What was he so worried about, Albert? So there was communication. There absolutely was a message either to or from. There was communication between Roberts and O'Keefe, and I believe it was when he was in that house. All right, guys, let me know what you think of the reading, and if you have any ideas for further questions, let me know.